Welcome back to another video. Congratulations, you've made it through 100% of your worst days, and you'll get through your next ones too. I know it's a rough market out there all around. We're in crypto winter, the markets are down, everyone's pissy. We'll get into all that. But before we get started, I need to take care of some housekeeping here. I'm not Jenna, I'm not Mama, I'm not Bubba, I'm not Lieutenant Dan, and I am not Forrest Gump, but that is one of the greatest movies ever made. And I'm certainly not your financial advisor. Do your own research, do your due diligence. I'm just some dude on the internet making videos, sharing what I'm doing to try and get ahead in life and change my financial situation so I don't have to go and work for knuckleheads any longer, as much as I can try. So that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to change my fortunes, and I know a lot of you are out there looking to do the same thing. So congratulations, you're taking steps to do that. Hopefully the information I'm sharing will help you. And if or either I'm going to be a legend or loser, right? And you're going to see what to do or you're going to see what not to do. So anyway, I'm not your friend either. I'm just some dude on the internet. So take it for what it's worth, right? So let's get into this. I'm going to address a bunch of things here. I'm going to try and make it quick. And just while I have this up, you can kind of see where I am in my plant journey, and I'll go over a couple of things, but I'm going to not really focus on the miners so much. And I'll talk about that in a second, right? But let's talk about all this FUD and nonsense. By the way, for whatever reason, I just shot up in terms of subscribers. It's not what I'm really trying to do here. I'm just sharing my journey, right? I'm not trying to grow a YouTube channel. And if I get to that point where I'm not even close to making any money on it, right? The milestone is so high, but if I ever do, I'll share with you guys. I'll be very, open about what I am making if I ever get to that point, but it's not my goal. I really am. I'm counting on drip and passive income streams to do this, right? The reason I do not have comments enabled for two reasons. Number one, I don't want people trying to scam you all, right, on my channel, and I don't want to have to manage that, right? And secondly, I don't want to deal with all this FUD and this nonsense that we're all hearing. I have zero interest. I don't want to manage people at work. I barely want to manage my kids, and I just have no interest. And by the way, I am a one-take Tommy. I come in, I do this. I don't do any fancy editing. I don't do any of this stuff, because if I have to spend 3 hours editing and putting together music and setting the mood lighting in the background and saying all the right things and, editing out my coughs and sniffs, and anyway, it's not passive anymore, man. It's not passive anymore. So I'm a one-take Tommy, take it or leave it. I do it. It's raw, uncut. I put it out there, and it is what it is. But I also, again, I don't enable comments because I don't want any of this stuff to get started. And if anybody else starts dogging me out on another channel, I don't care. I don't care. I mean, really, I think it's just everything is intense right now because things are down, right? It's not going as well as everyone would like. Everyone's all friends and unicorns and rainbows and puppies and all this other stuff when the market's going up, right? We're going to be rich. But when the market's down, when you should be accumulating, that's when everyone's getting snipey and pissy. And, I mean, it's like the Real Housewives of DeFi out there right now. I mean, it's just nasty to me. I'm not, I'm a grown man, not interested in any of that stuff. So, but I get why people are like that. I know that hope deferred, is not a good thing, right? I mean, everyone's wanting this thing to go so that they can change their lives too. I do get that. I'm one of them. I want that to happen, but I also mature enough to know that this will not last forever. Promise you it won't. And I'm accumulating right now for the long term, right? And I think the garden and plants are a perfect analogy, right? I took some cuttings from a lilac tree in my back corner of my backyard, right? And I have about 10 of them planted along my fence post because I want to grow them. And every morning after I take my 3.2-mile walk, I get out there in the morning and I water each one of them twice, right? In the morning and then twice in the evening, right? I get my little watering jug and walk out there and just check the status of them, make sure they're doing well. And I'm starting to see little sprouts. And I see little follicles on there because the roots are starting to take and grow, right? And that's what you're doing right now. So just stay focused on you, what you're trying to do. Don't worry about other people. If you believe in it, great. If you don't, thank you for paying the 10% claim and sale tax and putting it in my pocket. I appreciate that. But here is the one thing that I think that Forex can do. And by the way, Forex should not be responding to any of these idiots out there saying all this junk. It doesn't even matter. If he has wallets, I hope he has wallets, because that will incentivize him to get this thing up and going and for him to do well also. I want him to have skin in the game. And he has a right to do this. This is America, Jack. You can make money here. He's supposed to do that, right? That's what I'm here. I want him to succeed. So I'm gonna leave that there too. But I don't care about him having wallets, and I hope he has a bigger stack than anybody, because he's putting in all this work and managing and dealing with all these dummies. I don't think that he should be doing so many AMAs though. And again, I don't think it's helpful. I think because he says things and he's got so much stuff going on in his brain that everyone's going to pick every little thing apart. And I think he just needs to leave it alone. Have him launch it. I think he needs to do stealth launches. I brought that up before too. And again, the reason I am not a drip maxi. I am very long drip. I love drip and I'm committed to drip, but I'm not a maxi. I'm a compounding passive income maxi. That's what I am. And I'm going to talk about all kinds of stuff, you know, when the time comes, you know, in terms of other opportunities that I'm involved as well that are passive income. It's not just drip. But again, I think this is a great project. I'm very, very bullish on it. But he needs to ignore this, stop doing the AMAs. He needs to just, these people are children, and he needs to treat them like children. And that's why there's one thing that he can do to help eliminate the FUD is this, right? And before I tell you what it is, I'm going to say this, and it's so true. The older I've gotten, idle hands are the devil's workshop. It's true. And one of the things that attracted me about drip is like, oh, I can actually do something instead of waiting for, you know, XRP to go up based on, you know, the court ruling or, you know, something happening, you know, and it's all out of my hands, right? I could do something here. I click that compound button and I'm doing something about my future, right? And I think that that's healthy to do, and it's positive. And I think that it gives you a dopamine rush, right? And so I think that that's a very, very positive thing that I think everybody needs to be doing, right? But treat them like kids, right? Give them that sucker. If you're getting ready to go on that long road trip, and, you know, just give them the kids a sucker so they can just shut up and you can get to your destination and chill. And that's what this is. This is the one thing he needs to do. He mentioned in one of the AMAs last week that the drip BUSD pool or farm, I always get those mixed up in terms of which ones are which, but whichever one that is, right, where you can earn pigs. Actually, let me just go show you. Is it the farm? It is the farm, right? The drip BUSD farm that produces pigs. He said that's ready to go. And again, pigs are live now, right? If he does that, it will give people a place to put their drip BUSD. It will help them earn pigs. It shouldn't have any other impact on the system at all. And I think it'll give people something to do and to talk about and to be excited. And then he needs to narrow in and focus and just get the dogs up and running. All the other stuff can come later, but getting the farm fully functional will just eliminate a lot of this. He shouldn't even be responding to anybody. And I am going to continue to be honest about it because I want Forex Shark to get better. I want him to make a lot of money. I don't have any, I believe in this project. I believe in him. I think he's one of the smartest, most innovative people I've run across in a long time. I think he just has to do a little bit more maturing, be a little bit thicker skinned. And the reason that I don't take referrals also, if you're new to my channel, is because I want to speak openly and honestly. I'm not asking you for anything. I'm not asking you to, you know, like my videos. Although I'll tell you this, if you like any videos that are, you know, positive about, you know, your investment here, whether it be drip or some of the other things that are out there, it helps the algorithm and helps sustain your project, right? You don't want to fudge your own bags, right? So, but anyway, I'm not asking for that. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not even trying to grow my YouTube channel and then become a big YouTuber influencer or anything. I don't care. I don't care what people think or say, or I really don't. But again, I think launching that like this week, flipping the switch, turning that live this week will really help settle a lot of things down. It'll help with price stability for drip and pigs, and then just focus on getting that. No one cares about the AMAs. I keep saying it, no one does. And I think that it actually gets him in more trouble because he says things that, you know, he's not ready to explain. He doesn't have an agenda when he goes on these AMAs. And that's something that Stonecutter needs to help him with as the project manager, is setting meeting agendas. That's what you do as a project manager. All your leads, when they have their meetings, you need to ensure that they have meeting agendas. Otherwise, your people check out and feel like it's a waste of their time. And that's what these AMAs are coming to. They're causing more FUD than what they're worth. And it's taking him away from focusing and having to defend. And he's being forced to have to defend himself. And it's just not good. It's not healthy. And it shouldn't be about him. It should be about his baby, Drip, and the animal farm. So anyway, that's where I am on that. Launch that farm, the Drip BUSD farm. It'll be good for everybody. It'll boost morale. It'll help eliminate the FUD. And by the way, I will say this. I don't believe Forex Shark has taken anybody's money. If he wanted to do that, he would have done it already when the pigs went off the rails, right? Guess what? And by the way, also all these people talking about the dogs and the LP tokens, and he's stealing it by, that's not what we agreed to. Listen, when that pig contract and got opened back up, I had more than I had started with by far with those piggy banks that I started before it got shut down. And I am very pleased with what he's very fair. I think that he's not out to screw anybody. I think everybody will be very pleased with the amount of dogs and things that he does. If he wanted to steal, he would have stolen already. So just relax with that garbage. I hope Forex Shark just ignores all the idiots that are out there. He's got to learn also, he's never going to please everybody. It should be an 80-20 rule. And honestly, the majority of the people, you're never going to be able to please everybody. The majority of the people you're not going to please. This is in life too, family, friends, everybody. I'm at that point where if you don't like me, I'm done with you. I can't bring everybody along with me anyway. So, I mean, if you don't like me, don't want to be around me, I'm not trying to change who I am. I am who I am. I'm cool with who I am. And Forex Shark should be, you guys should be. If you try and live up to other people's standards and construct of what they have for you, it's not going to go well. Anyway, I'm droning on here. Here's the other thing. I'm going to move on to why all roads lead back to Drip and the animal farm. That's the second bullet point here. I've been checking out these miners. I had been having Miner Monday. These miners are all dying, right? And again, I keep hearing all these other people, and I'm not trying to FUD on their game in terms of getting people in and getting referrals. And you do what you got to do. I'm showing you that you can get things done without having all the referrals, right? But I'm not chasing and putting one more red cent into those miners. And everyone's like, you got to get in early. You got to get in early. And I disagree completely. I don't want to have to get in early to anything in order to find success. I want to get into something after it's been around long enough and proven itself, and I know that it's going to be there long term. It's insane to me. And then everyone's like, oh, well, the contract's going down and it's not doing as well. You should have gotten in early. That's so dumb. That is one of the dumbest things that I've ever heard in my life. And I'm watching it live myself. I'm just going to show this to you as well in terms of my investments. And I tried that. This is one of my failures, right? I'm probably going to ROI in terms of the amount of BNB that I get back. I'm probably going to break even, but in price wise, I don't know that I'm going to, right? And all these miners are going down. They're getting lower and lower. We just had two fatalities this week, or the last 2 weeks, right? We had my Diamond Team 2 contract ran out, and the BUSD yield farmer, right? Both dead, both gone, right? I'm never gonna be able to get back what I put in on these, right? And it's okay. That's why you do it sometimes, right? Listen, here's what I'm gonna tell you. And this is what Stunna says all the time. And then still printing. I'm making every day. Listen, every day I wake up, I'm like, stretch out a little bit. Click over to my phone and see how much I've printed while I've slept. I don't check the price of Drip. I don't check the price of Bitcoin. I take that back. I do check the price of Drip, not because I have to, but I'm just curious. It's going to go back up. But I'm not chasing and getting freaked out when Bitcoin's down to 19,000 again this morning, or I'm not stressed about it. And it's not the first thing I do, but a lot of those folks do. Guess what? Earning 1% every single day. Every single day. I can claim this if I wanted to, and I did hydrate this morning, right? And it's predictable. I know how many Drip. Listen, by the end of the day on the 15th, I will have reached 500 Drip, right? And the last time I think that I bought and put in was when I was at 150, and I bought 30 when they were at $20, and I've just been hydrating this whole time. I do have Piston Token. I think that's a decent project, but it's a knockoff of Drip, which is why I say all roads lead to Drip. And then we have my favorite, right? It's Drip Garden. I love Drip Garden. Look at this, man. This thing is paying 3.3%, daily. And I love, by the way, I do love the piggy bank. So I'm more excited about the piggy bank than I am even Drip. I'm excited about both equally, just because again, they're paying 3.3% consistently. boy, the forecast on these things, when the price starts to shoot back up, it is going to be awesome. So anyway, I'm a big fan of both, of all of this whole ecosystem. And guess what? These are miners. And when the dogs opens back up, it's going to be paying BNB. So I don't even have to worry about trying to use those miners to generate BNB to help pay for my gas fees, because it's all self-contained in this whole flywheel of an ecosystem called Drip Network and the Animal Farm. So all roads, and listen, all these other new ones that have come out, they always say they compare themselves to either, you know, BNB Miner, which the contract is going back down on that one, or Baked Beans, which this is by far surpasses all of them. It's not that 8% that everyone promises, and you never get that 8%, right? Because there's so many things that you have to get done right. The contract has to go up, the price of drip has, or BNB has to go up. It's garbage. I get 3.3% if I do positive actions here in the drip garden. So anyway, all roads lead back to Drip and Drip Network, and all of these other projects, they compare themselves to what? Drip and the Animal Farm. So just letting you know. So listen, again, who needs a hug? Who needs a hug? Everyone's just got to cool out, baby. Listen, I don't care about what everybody else says, but listen, just relax. If this is your first time going through a bear market, this too shall pass. I promise you, it'll not always be like this. And we might go through an extended one, but I promise you, this is where you need to accumulate. Look for value, Listen, read, you know, The Intelligent Investor. That's what Warren Buffett does. He looks for valuable companies at a discount price, and this is what you have. It's not a company, but it's a contract. It's an ecosystem, and you're getting in at a great price, right? I bought in my first drip at over $100 and kept buying as it kept coming down, and look at it now, man. And by the way, I'm printing every day. Right now I'm about to be getting 5 drip a day because I've just been compounding, and I'm not worried about price right now. I mean, I'll be worried about it when it gets higher. That'll be awesome. But anyway, that's it. Oh, last thing, be a good drip tipper. When you leave a tip on, you know, a receipt for at a restaurant or whatever, I want to challenge everybody to do this. Give a little bit more, be generous with this, and just write Drip Network on there. Do that. If we can all start doing that and be generous in our tips, do the little drip logo there, the little drip, you know, drop there, and put Drip Network. You know, do that. Try doing that. I'm going to start doing that myself. I just thought about that this morning as well. But anyway, this video is running long. Listen, all the people who are new here, I know I can rub people the wrong way, but welcome. Glad you're here. Again, I'm not going to ask you for anything. I'm just sharing with you what I'm doing. I do ask you to be kind to people, to as many people as possible. Stay away from monsters. Dealing with some monsters in my family right now with my whole dad's death and the estate, and just robbing me blind. Anyway, still be nice to people, even though they're not treating you nice. Not to those people, but you know, stay away from those people. Be nice to other people. You don't know what they're going through. A buddy of mine just texted me this morning, and his younger brother just had a massive heart attack, and you just don't know what people are going through, right? So, and those of you of the way, just lift him up. His little brother, he's kind of my little brother too. His name is Orlando. He used to tag around with us all the time. But anyway, lift him up if you would. Be generous, even though we're not rich yet. We will get there. And that's it. Have an awesome week. I'll hit you up on Friday. Appreciate you guys being here. You know, we're going to do well in the long run. We're going to look back on all these videos and you're going to look back on when you first started. And you need to, if you journal this too, you know, so it'll be good. So anyway, have an awesome week, and we'll talk to you later.